Hello, welcome to Sound and Fury Book Reviews. As usual, I am Tina. Today I am doing a book review of Alien Inferno's Fall by Philippa Ballantine. This is a new Alien book. It came out I think like a couple weeks ago. I pre-ordered it a while ago, so I think it came out in early August. Anyway, this is a movie tie-in, obviously, to the Alien franchise from Titan Books. I am wearing my alien earrings. You can't really tell, and they actually, like, if I pull my hair back, it actually looks kind of unattractive. So I don't wear them very often, but they're very cute. You know what? I'll just show you. They're very cool. See, like, it goes in your ear like that. Yeah, anyway, they're very cool. I'm just going to wear one earring now because I'm so cool. So I'm also wearing my alien shirt. It's hard to see. Anyway, because I'm a big dork. So, as you can tell by all this accoutrement, I love the Alien franchise. I've been meaning to read a few more of the books other than the ones from like the 90s. I tend to read the Alien versus Predator ones more, but I'm like, okay, I gotta read more Alien books. So in this franchise, like this new franchise, I guess, there are two more recent releases following the Prometheus timeline or offshoot or whatever it is. I enjoyed, those movies like Prometheus and Covenant, but I found the black goo aspect to be far less interesting than the facehugger method of reproduction. Like, it's less scary. It's kind of more like, I don't know. You've seen that. And a lot of things about Covenant specifically were just kind of dumb. I don't know. I love the original movies, at least Alien and Aliens, a lot. So I watch any Alien movie. But yeah, anyway. So I have not read these other two installments, but scanning their blurbs on Goodreads makes me believe that this one is a standalone still, but it does tie into this one called Colony War. I don't think I was missing a lot from that. I might have been. I don't know. Given how this one ends, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be another one after it because it seems to be tying into some kind of a bigger storyline. Anyway, overall, Alien Inferno is an ambitious and entertaining read that is unfortunately brought down by a bloated cast. There are no spoilers in this review, just so you know. I should have said that earlier, but whatever. Okay, what's it about? A gargantuan horseshoe-shaped ship appears over the mining planet Shaman, probably not pronouncing that right, I'm sorry, unleashing a black rain of death that creates xenomorph-like monsters worse than the darkest of nightmares. Rescue is too far away, and the colonists' only hope appears in the form of the vessel Righteous Fury. It carries the Jackals, an elite mix of former colonial marines and royal marines. Led by Zula Hendricks, the Jackals seek to rescue the few survivors from the depths of the planet, but have they arrived in time? It's kind of a clunky blurb. Anyway, there was so much I appreciated about this novel, but at the same time, I can't say it blew me away. I really liked how the story was centered around the indentured miners. This aspect harkens back to Alien and how the cast of that movie were also just a bunch of miners on a routine job. Alien doesn't have a great deal of dialogue about this, but it's made clear by the discussions that do happen around share percentages and, the clear hierarchy on the ship and the beat-up state of the equipment that they are not rich people. It's the same with the miners in this story. In fact, the miners in this story have it worse because they're indentured, meaning that they owe money. They've been... Basically, you enlist yourself in servitude if you're indentured, at least in the original sense of how it was used. And then when your debt was paid off, you were free. But given how the corporation functions, they're never going to get free. Yeah. The main character is Tora. She is a grandmother. I do love when older women are main characters because we don't see that in sci-fi still. She's working with the mines with her very large family, which they call the Knot because they're very close-knit. Haha. A great deal of the book deals with their indentured status, as I said, and concerns with escaping this. They are also displaced people from various backgrounds, primarily New Zealand, so I thought that was interesting as well. I really enjoyed the diversity of the cast in both the number of people of color and the LGBTQ plus representation. As would hopefully happen in the future, these things are normalized into society. Coming out is not a story in this story. People are just gay and everyone accepts it. I really liked that aspect. Yet there are just so many characters in this novel. Not only do we have Tora and her extensive family, it was hard to tell them apart until they started dying off, in truth. But there's a side story about the Marines called the Jackals and Ascension AI called May that was very interesting but didn't get nearly enough page time. Rather than coalesce, the Jackal story competed for attention with the Knot one, leaving the latter feeling bloated and very slow to start. This was unfortunate because I really liked where both of these stories were going. The action scenes in the novel were fine, but so much happens in the book that there isn't time for the slow tension of Alien. So in this regard, the book does feel more like Covenant. There is a cave-in at the start that didn't feel necessary. It started a kind of obvious exposition dump, so it could have been replaced by something that happens with Tora later on that sparks the alien aspect, I think. That would have been more interesting to start off the story. I don't know. As such, the novel just took a long time to get started as we had all this backstory to get through. There is an explore Forerunner ruins, aspect, a trope that I love, but it's rushed and nothing is really explained in the end. It ties in heavily to Covenant and Prometheus, but in a way that was a bit too subtle or perhaps not obvious enough, especially to someone who really only watched both those movies twice, once in the theater and then shortly after at home. And those came out, at least 6 or 7 years ago, I think, for Covenant at least. Compared to Alien and Aliens, which I've watched dozens of times, and then even Alien 4 I've watched many, many times. 3. And AVP, I've watched the shit out of that like a billion times. I love that movie. Speaking of Predator, have you seen Prey yet? Oh my god, I loved it. I loved it to pieces. Anyway, back to Inferno's fall. There are some great scenes in the book. There's the fall of a certain city and an escape from it. That was really excellent. That was a great scene. And the family aspect of the main characters made me care about them on a deeper level than if they had just been a bunch of soldiers. This could be because there were children involved and I didn't want anything to happen to them. And that's a different kind of tension it's a different kind of tension. I'm not particularly fond of that kind of tension. I would have preferred more something stalking us in the dark. There is a bit of that, but it's more like these creatures are killing us one by one. We can't really fight them. Like, everyone felt a bit helpless in this story. I don't know. Overall, while I liked what the story was trying to say, it had too much else going on that the poignant aspects were muddled, and it took long to get started. Had there been less characters, I think the tension could have been ramped up considerably. I think I would have loved it. It was a bit slow. I guess that's what I'm trying to say overall. It was a bit slow. If you really love Alien and you really love the Prometheus Covenant idea, then yes, you'll probably adore this. If you're more into the classic Alien, a la me, then you might not like it as much, but that's cool. I think she's a great writer. I will say that there were a lot of typos in this book. There were missed periods and things like that. That's not the author's fault. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you've read this, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'm going to take my earrings off now because they're really, really heavy.